Giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, double honor to the apostles, elders, and brothers on down at Great Millstone, where I learned this truth from, and salutations to the hopefully elect. This is your brother Rai Banyamyan here to share another lesson. Title of this one would be Rebuking Evil Thoughts Before They Become Actions. The video in queue I want to share is by the sources WUSA 9, and it's called Woman Run Over and Killed by Husband Driving SUV in Silver Springs, Capital One Bank. Alright, so I'm gonna play the video, and I'm gonna share a few scriptures as I go along, okay?
We are following some breaking news right now out of Montgomery County, where this afternoon a woman was hit and killed by the driver of an SUV. And police say the man who did it is the victim's husband. This happened in the parking lot of the Capital One Bank on New Hampshire Avenue and Randolph Road in Colesville. Our John Henry is live at the scene right now. And John, you spoke with someone who saw this all play out. What are they telling you?
Yeah, Lorenzo, and that witness told us this would appear to be an intentional act, something that lines up with what police were telling us as well. Now, look here behind me at this light pole. That's where the driver's car came to rest, and crews towed it away from this scene here about 20 minutes ago. Police say this happened around noon. They said a 59-year-old woman had just left the bank here when a driver struck them. It turned out that driver, also a 59-year-old, was the victim's husband. He has since been placed into custody, where we're told he's cooperating with police. Now, officers could not reveal to us a motive in all of this, but once again, there were people here on scene who actually saw this happen. At first, Darren Ford told us he thought the driver was just trying to park.
I could see the lady on the ground, and it looked like I could tell that he was running her over. So as I was coming in closer, he tried to leave off, ended up crashing into the light pole, backed out of the light pole, pulled his whole bumper off the car, turned back around, looked like he was going back towards the woman on the ground, ended up running up on the curb, tried to leave again, and as he tried to leave the second time, crashed into the light pole again.
And you can see right there, that's the column that was pushed over by the driver in this incident. Montgomery County Police have yet to reveal that driver's name or the name of the victim. With the very latest from Colesville, John Henry, WUSA 9.
That is just awful. We know you're going to stay on top of it. John, thank you.
No. The news description said that the husband killed the wife, right? He ran over the wife. So the hope of this video is to encourage Akiyamade Akwat that is out there to rebuke, the evil thoughts before it get to this point, because it doesn't just get to this point on its own. There's a progression, right? So the first scripture I want to share is in the book of Matthew, as you all know, the 24th chapter and the 12th verse. It says, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So people is going to become less empathetic. They're going to care less. You know what I mean? They're going to get more provocative, They will do things that you don't like, But one of the most motivating factors in people behaving like this is because of money, because of the love of money. And that'll be in the book of 1 Timothy 6 and 10. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through many sorrows. Because of the love of money, people hate would increase, and they would do, that multiple sorrows, is multiple habits or behavior, and they would do like selfishness and stuff like that, which is not of the Lord, I remember a few weeks ago, a mother, a son was killed by a mother because she wanted, the son, he started working or whatever, and she wanted money or rent or whatever for him staying there. And whatever the sum was, he wasn't pleased with it. And he killed his mother because she wanted some extra money because he started working. And that is not the mindset we should be in. He pretty much had a evil eye towards his mother. I think it talk about that in the Old Testament. Let me see if I could find it. Yeah, it would be in Deuteronomy, somewhere in the middle of the 28th verse, 28th chapter. Try the 53rd verse. Yeah, Deuteronomy. Now, although this speaks about us, the other nation, these things will happen to them as well. So this is Deuteronomy 28 and it says 54, but I'm gonna read further down to 57. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat, because he had nothing left him in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith thy enemy shall distress thee in all thy gates. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, her young ones, and unborn children, and toward her children which she shall bear. See? For she shall eat them for want of all things, secretly in the siege and straitness wherewith thy enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. In these times that we are living in, a lot of families are moving back in together, in these times. And these families, they will have, differences. Some will come with, selfishness, you know, adultery, different behaviors, and you may not like those behaviors that they are carrying on with. So what is going to happen? The enemy would put a lot of evil thoughts either in their mind or in yours. Certain things they would do that you may not like. Drinking your last bottle of milk or whatever. Your food, whatever it is you cook. Basically things that will make you angry, right? And the enemy will put those thoughts in your head. It's already something you don't like, so now the enemy is going to put thoughts into your head, and try to get you to turn an evil eye towards them. And before you know it, you're arguing, and somebody done kill somebody in the house. So you want to rebuke it, whatever it is, money dealing with people, either out there in the world or with family. You got to rebuke the thought right then and there. When people doing stuff that you don't like, you go before the Lord and pray, tell him, Lord, this person is doing this that I don't like, ask him for a way to see it through the situation. And any evil thoughts towards family, friends, or co-workers that may enter into your mind, you need to rebuke it immediately and sharply, right then and there, before it turns into any evil action towards them. Because it all starts with thought, and then when you carry it out with your hand, it becomes the sin and stuff, right? So I want to visit the book of Colossians, the 3rd chapter and the 21 verse. It says, "Fathers, provoke not your children to anger, lest they be discouraged." And if you go into the root of that word, discourage, dis means lack of, and courage, meaning it goes back to the root of the heart or temper. So you don't want to cause them, to hate you, and this is with any family member. It don't have to be with fathers to us children. It could be siblings and stuff like that. You don't want to provoke people, because a lot of people, they're already coming with, things that they don't like, and the enemy is already plaguing people's mind with evil thoughts. And we all know that the two-thirds is going to give into it. Lord willing, we are not of that number, but we have the precious, ilk, which is the one-third. But those evil thoughts may come into our minds as well, but we have to, rebuke it right then and there, immediately and sharply. Whatever it is people is doing that we don't like, we can't dwell on that, that particular thought and stuff. We need to rebuke it right then and there, and then ask the Lord for a solution, a way out, to deal with that, rather than we being carnal in dealing with that situation, right? So that's when it share that scripture, or this, this video, this lesson real quick. It's called "Rebuking Evil Thoughts Before They Become Actions." So that husband that killed that wife, whatever it is that was going on, it was not good terms they were living in. That's why he ran her over like that. So he probably was being festered with evil thoughts, whatever it is she was doing, evil thought upon evil thought, and then he eventually carried it out. And we don't want to be in that weak state of mind. We need to be strong, and in rebuking the evil thoughts, especially with materialistic things, it would get us ready to be removed from our physical possessions that we have, be it money, cars, homes, or whatever. Because in the times to come, Jacob's trouble, we would have to be ready and willing to walk away from a lot of things. So if we have that love of money and we are selfish, it would be difficult for us to walk away and leave things, right? So the idea of this video was rebuking evil thoughts before they become actions. And we need to pray and ask the Lord, for help and solutions, rather than moving carnally. So I hope you all were edified with this lesson. This is your brother Rai Banyamian. I say shalom.